we're not getting too deep into anything here. It's Juggalo time, y'all. So obviously we can't talk about Detroit and Eminem and all them without bringing out the finest rappers out of Motown, the Insane Clown Posse. Duos are always better than solo rappers. That's actually true, and nobody exemplifies that better than Insane Clown Posse. Not Public Enemy, not Clips, not Outkast, ICP, not Mob Deep, not even Capone and Noriega. It's Shaggy, Two Dope, and Violent J over everybody. Now, I should. This is a really tough one to do because like Coach respects your intelligence, right? Like he doesn't feel like he needs to blow the whistle on clowns. Like if y'all didn't figure out clowns, then I don't know, man. What are you even doing here? Alrighty, but of course, like they got some sort of like horn thing going on. They're wrestlers. They started in '89. That's our '86 coding, right? So we'll do a little bit. So first thing Coach saw it. Well, they're definitely heels, right? Okay, and then look at this. Harris gets a little help from Insane Clown Posse. Endorsements, how do they work? Jesus Christ, they're so stupid. Alrighty. So anyway, look, they got the tongue out because they're fucking 60-year-old men or whatever. Jesus. Alrighty. Whew. Whew. Joy and acceptance at the gathering of the Juggalo. So, like, if you have a problem with how this person looks, you just have a problem with acceptance. You just don't accept the way this person was born. It's a you thing. So, just throwing that out there. Let's see. Hollow Wicked 2024 show in Detroit was a glorious Fago-drenched hot mess. Who could expect anything less? Now, Insane Clown Posse concerts. Now, Coach, like he said, he's been to like more concerts than you could probably imagine, not even joking. But I actually lied about the Kid Rock thing. I have seen Kid Rock, but funny enough, I never had Kid Rock tickets to see Kid Rock. Later on, I had tickets I didn't use to go with my cousin. But I did not have tickets to see Kid Rock when I saw Kid Rock. So how did I see Kid Rock? I didn't have tickets to see anything. I took a trip down to Washington, D.C. because I heard that they were doing an anti-Glenn Beck rally, and I was like way into politics as a dumb kid, and he's an obvious heel, so he's easy to hate, right? So I went to protest Glenn Beck, and Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert, they do a big rally. Man, it was like one of the best concerts ever. Not Kid Rock. We'll get that in a second. But it started out with, it was Cat Stevens, it was the OJs, it was Ozzy Osbourne. So those three, they did Peace Train, Love Train, and Crazy Train together, like as a medley, right? So that was a great start. Would have loved more Cat Stevens, but that's all we got was just a little bit of that one song, right? So anyway, on from there, it was The Roots. Always just a filler band to me, but you could certainly do worse. But like, I'm not getting turned up for The Roots ever. It's just whatever to me. Although it is Philly, I'll give them Philly. I don't hate The Roots, like I said. They just don't do it for me. I'd much rather see like a Jurassic 5 or something like that. So, that was a whatever. And then here comes Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow, right? And they do like multiple songs, like almost like a whole. I was like, what the hell? So that was like the meat of it. Like they couldn't just get Cat Stevens to do a few more songs or something. So that was a bit of a tire. But anyways, my point was, so Coach has been to all sorts of concerts, but he would never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, go to an Insane Clown Posse concert. Why is that? I don't like having an extra excuse to wear masks. If we feel like people are already wearing masks, I want to do a video on celebrities and like all the, like the big, like filler lips and like how they do like their face, like they all look like they're filtered out and stuff. Like, to me, that's obviously a mask. I don't know how people buy like the botched plastic surgery narrative so much. Like people are all choosing to look like that and it's all going bad, like paying all this money. Like, yeah, right. But yeah, so they got an excuse to wear a mask. That does not register as human to me. I don't know if it's you different. To me, that's some sort of like succubus or something, right? So maybe Coach is wrong, but that's his opinion. Josh Justice. Okay. Shaggy is going to be president and Violent J will be vice president. Yes, that's an official Coach prediction. We're joking, of course. But I would not be surprised if they ran. It is Clown World, and they deserve to be president in Clown World. So, honestly, Coach is just going to say it's an option. So we're gonna leave that one at that. Now let's see. F that, no amount of money. You gotta go places. They give you an itinerary. You gotta get up early and shit, right? So that's why ICP wouldn't be president. Like, they don't have to like do anything or go anywhere as Juggalos, right? Like, they didn't just do some big concert or whatever. So I thought that was interesting how they just act like they're like 8 years old and live in their mom's basement or something when they're like, we're told they're millionaires or something. Like, yeah, right. Who will the Juggalos vote for? Now, I just thought this was interesting. Sometimes Coach has a little moment, and this obviously doesn't look like a good screenshot at all, and it's really not, but I just had a moment, right? And I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if someone's pointed this out before. I certainly don't think it looks like Trump. And I certainly don't think it looks like whoever that is. But who I did think it looks like, and I thought of it right away, is Mr. Smashmouth. And also Mr. Guy Fieri. And also Mr. Rosie O'Donnell. Sorry, Coach, couldn't resist that one. I'm so sorry. Alright. Well, anyway, Trump chooses Lee Zeldin to run EPA as he plans to gut climate rules. Alrighty. So, Lee Zeldin just sounded like a very obviously fake name to me. That's a coded name. Right? And that's, oh, man, we're about to have so much fun. Oh, alrighty, let's see. It says he's oh my god. Dude, it's just so much. Trump said Republicans gave long dreams of accomplishing his new commission's goal and said it could be the Manhattan Project of our time. So, Coach does not believe in that type of energy, if you know what I'm saying, where there's the big booms. He thinks that's all BS. He doesn't even believe in the little green you throw them and they go booms, right? So he's calling BS on the Manhattan Project. So watch Doctor Strangelove. Now, as far as, but what are they cooking up, huh? What's that gonna be? Coach had a good idea. I wish I could freaking remember what it was. Oh man, like, I feel like they're already doing like the dimension stuff and the time travel stuff with the CERN or something like that, probably. So who knows what this one's gonna be? Who cares, really? They're all losers, but we'll figure it out when it's too late. Just kidding. Anyways, we'll conclude by July 4th. How fitting. Oh yeah, in time for the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. You know something's about to be fucking wicked for this Guardian shit. Like, thank God we're getting this all before they're doing whatever this is. You think Browns are playing the Lions and Guardians are breaking a curse and everything's all well and good? Trump getting in there. I think something's about to be bad. So Elon Musk is going to be the head of whatever they put him in. As far as like that new commission they create. Steve, I thought it was interesting. He had the 67 coding. Not a lot there. Hendon throwing up the devil horns there. We respect it. We appreciate it. Like, thanks for shouting out the boys, right? Alrighty, we're about to have a lot of fun. Okay, so Coach has a lot of moments like this, and this is where it gets to points where I really can't explain. I've been so on edge. I've just been pacing. It has nothing to do with sports, anything like that. I got other stuff going on, right? So I've just been worked to death. As soon as I get off work, I'm just a nervous wreck, and I can't even sit down, right? So, I lost someone recently, so we'll just leave it at that. Now, as far as, what Coach's, moment was. So, I went to watch the show with my girlfriend. I literally didn't hear one word of the whole show. No joke. She watched 2 full episodes, except this one part.
It's having to do with threes because our minds are incredibly adept at seeking out patterns. But to the unsub, once that pattern hits, bam, he sets a fire.
Once the pattern hits, bam, he sets a fire. Huh. Like on the Cuyahoga. And that got me thinking about Pavlov's dog And I started thinking, all these people in the club, all that sort of stuff, like we all know they're controlled, we all know they're compromised, but we don't know how. And I think it is the coding. I think when certain patterns hit, when certain phrases are said, etc., the little bell, whistle, chili powder, whatever goes off, it stimulates their senses, and they react exactly how they're conditioned to. But to people like me and you, it sounds very off, right? So to me, like, I didn't hear anything else except that. But I was like, well, did God want me to hear that? And then I was like, oh no, I think the master wanted me to hear that, right? But it doesn't hit me like other people, right? So, or like whoever it was intended for, right? So that's what I think there is, that it's like Pavlov's condition. Like they've all somehow been conditioned by these numbers and these words and stuff and programmed to react a certain way, and that's why like they act like so. Like, doesn't it seem like they're like crazy and stuff? Like when you just see someone like just laughing about like something cringe and corny and trendy and like just like, no, like, doesn't it just seem like they're just out of their mind? I think they got some Mercury thing going on, man. So I'm just saying. Now, as far as, oh, that was the end of it. So, oh, really? But basically, I was gonna say, yeah, 76 is gonna roll around. They're gonna set fire to the Cuyahoga River, whoever's supposed to. Right? That's my theory there. But appreciate y'all pick this one up. Oh wait, no. Ha ha ha. I knew I was forgetting something. Let's get fun. Boom. John Leonard Orr. See, Coach don't miss nothing, yo. So John Leonard Orr, I'm just going to tell you like this dude's story off the top of my head. So he was like an arson investigator who was setting arsons like all across, like these wildfires, like all across California. And like it was just a fuckload of wildfires over this period of time, right? And like they had no idea like how it was happening or anything like that. As soon as this dude got arrested, it was like one fire in like 10 years or something like that. So I promise you, anytime you hear about those fires, all that sort of stuff, these fuckers are doing it. It ain't no like environmental nothing, like that's all bullshit. That's what I think a lot of this is about, is it's these freaks in control, and they like pretend to be human to try to like debase us, like blame us for everything they do, and like, basically degrade themselves to make us feel like oh, that's just who we are, right? And demoralize us. So I think that's what's up there. Let's check out some coding. Born 1948 or 49. How the hell do they not know he's fucking, like, he was in the government? Like, you arrested him. How the hell you don't know what's the shit I'm talking about? Like, this was doing the 40s. Like alrighty, whatever. Anyways, so check it out. So born 48, most of his fires are starting 84. So we got to flip right out the gate, 48 to 84. Like, that's what I love. Like, that's the stuff. Like, you can say like, oh, birthday, like whatever. Like, I totally get it. And maybe this is like something like, I don't want to say coincidence in the way you mean, but maybe there's like an overlap in coding to where like it's not all pointing exactly to what I'm saying. Like, maybe it's more like a general thing, right? Like, I'll buy that. But like, the flips are like, just, there's no way every single person who's like a celebrity, they get born in a year and then they start whatever they're most famous for in the flip of that year, right? So I'm just saying, 2,000 fires in a 30-year spree. I knew it was a ton. I didn't even look at this because I just knew the story pretty well. Let's see, anything interesting? Pillow Pyro, Frito Bandito. Like, don't they have so much fucking fun with it? The coin tosser. His modus operandi is to use a timed device, usually a lit cigarette with 3 matches wrapped in rolled yellow writing paper and secured by a rubber band. And like, oh yeah, so you do it like in stores and shit too. And like, it's just a way they can prove their bullshit, like forensics. Like, they like to act like they, any little fingerprint or saliva or jizz or something, like it's somehow gonna fucking convict you of something. I think that's all horseshit. I don't believe in DNA or any of that stuff. You can call Coach crazy, but if he ever got arrested and like charged with like something heinous or whatever, and like, first of all, I'm not gonna believe the court's like a real court and there's like a real jury at all. I'm believe it's all those freaks, right? But let's just assume it somehow is people, and like they have to play by that rule that they try to trick other people into convicting you, and then it's just people's fault, not theirs, which makes sense to me. and I'm just trying to get through to people, I ain't hiring a lawyer. I'm getting on there. I don't care what they say I can or can't say or nothing like that. I'm just going right on there and saying, like, ain't none of y'all know for sure any of this stuff is real. They're going to have an expert come on here to tell you this and that, but you know damn well nobody's ever proved DNA to you. You don't fucking understand it. You understand what they tell you, but you can't test it. You can't even tell me what a second is. Like, measure a second right now without a watch or something, or a clock. Like, what is it? Just explain it, right? Like, they've brainwashed you. They're just going to railroad me right here. Like, just let me out of here, because these freaks, who knows what they're up to, and you're probably going to burn in hell if you fucking go along with this shit.